So I often go back and forth waffling anytime I get a new product, really rigorously testing things, determining whether or not it's going to be good for me. And I've really done nothing different with the Evo. But honestly, lately, I've really been considering selling it, just going with something else entirely, because there's some issues that really bother me. So today's video is going to be my 5 biggest problems with the Autel Evo. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Phones, Drones, and Tech. I'm Original Dobo, and if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button at the end of the video. Today, I'm going to be talking about my 5 things I dislike the most about the Autel Evo. Now, some of these things are totally fixable, but they're just not fixed right now. So let's get into the video. Now I'm going to do these in no particular order, so bear with me. Starting off first with the controller. Now the controller, when I first saw this, I thought it was going to be like a slam dunk, and that was mainly in part due to the OLED display that it has, which is great. That's fantastic. However, the controller is not really that ergonomical, and often I just feel like it's just not as comfortable to be able to grab the pitch of the gimbal or even just adjust anything. It's just not very comfortable. And I think it's just because it's sort of narrow. Being able to really be cinematic with shots, just the overall grip on it's uncomfortable. My second thing I don't like about the controller is this button placement in the back here. And this is just not me being critical. I think these buttons could have served a better purpose positioned elsewhere. The biggest problem I have with these, I constantly accidentally click them. While they don't do anything in normal flight, if you are doing like waypoint missions, that is what the AB function is for. I would like to see these used for something else, but as of right now, they're only for some of the flight modes that it offers. Doesn't do anything when you're not flying in a smart mode. So moving away from the controller, I want to talk about the drone itself. Now, this is definitely a vast improvement over the Mavic, the current Mavic anyways. However, it's not perfect. My biggest thing that I dislike about this drone is the SD card. So the SD card's here and it's actually been buried under a leg. So if I have my drone folded up and I wanted to get my SD card out, I can't do it. Literally, I was on the flight to Philadelphia and I was going to edit footage, and I had to unfold this whole thing on the plane just to be able to get to that. Now I know that sounds like a real first world problem, but it was just annoying. I never really had to do that. Like with the Air, I can just discreetly pop it out from the back. There is a slot here on the back, but this is actually used for the micro USB. I don't know why they didn't just swap it. Now, many people are like, well, just power the drone on and just take it out of here, but it only works with the drone on, and I really didn't know how Marshall would feel about me powering on a drone on a flight, so that wasn't gonna work. However, if I get my fingernail in here, you can see it's really hard to get in here. It has gotten a little bit easier to get this flap open. Now, a solution could be is I can just take this flap off entirely, no problem, but I try to keep everything intact just in case if I ever had to warranty anything. So I think the SD card placement could have been a little bit better. My number 3 thing that I dislike about this drone is not really the color, but the finish of the drone. Now, it's very glossy, and another problem that I've noticed is as these props are folded, and I'm just gonna fold it up here just to show you what I'm talking about. When I keep my unit folded up, and let's just go ahead and fold this all the way, you can see the props will tend to flap around, at least the rears do, and what happens is they come across the battery and they just scuff it up. Again, it's cosmetic, it's not going to affect the way it flies, but it bothers me that it's scuffing it up, like it's causing harm to itself. It's just annoying, and this could have been avoided with maybe a different material, not as glossy. But if they sold some skins, I would totally jump all over that. And now, the number 1 thing that drives me nuts about the Autel Evo is this. This is an iPhone, and currently today we don't have an iPhone app. It is Wednesday, August 8th, and there isn't an iPhone app available for this drone. Why? You can get the beta, but the beta version doesn't have all the features that the Android has. Now, this is the first time I have ever complained about iOS not having something before Android. This is crazy. So for all of you Android fans that are cheering, yeah, cheer, because they actually care about Android, which is pretty surprising considering that iOS usually takes the hot seat for priorities. This is a first for me, and I have a cheap Android phone, but it's not the point. I shouldn't have to use it. I don't need to carry 2 phones when I travel to be able to use my drone. I should just be able to use my drone with my iPhone and not really have a problem. So I really hope that Autel answers my response as to where this app is. I did notice that there are like 62 days or 69 days, something like that, left on the beta. The test flight version still hasn't received the update with ludicrous mode or anything. So this, my biggest issue, could change. And this is probably the biggest reason why I've really considered selling it. I know it's trivial to many people and you'd probably be like, shut up, Ken, just keep the drone and fly the Evo. You're doing phenomenal. But for me, it's a big deal. Anyways, let me know if there's something I missed here. What don't you like about the Evo? I mean, all in all, it's sort of checked all the boxes for me as far as a travel drone goes. And yeah, I mean, I'm even on fence really sometimes going back and forth between the Mavic and this. I don't know. I guess I'm just a very fickle, hard to please person, if you guys haven't already figured that out. Yeah. Hey, at least you're not married to me, because can you imagine how hard that would be? Gosh. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video. I will chat with you later. Stay original.